A new video tonight showing the moment someone kidnapped a Milwaukee boy at gunpoint, sparking a statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday searching for 7-year-old Jamal White.
Jamal White's father has spoken out to defend his action in this new footage that has been released in the kidnapping of his 7-year-old son. Now, yesterday, there was a new angle that was released in the kidnapping of 7-year-old Jamal White, who was taken in broad daylight in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, there are still a lot of unanswered questions, like how a young boy could be kidnapped while his father was right there. Some people online are speculating that this new footage might show Jamal's uncle, who is his father's twin brother, being involved, but police haven't confirmed that. Now, listen closely to this news clip because you'll hear where Jamal's aunt speaks about what the family currently knows, and you'll also hear where Jamal White is currently at.
Right, Blake, a 25-year-old man is right now in custody here in connection to this abduction, but police tell me he did not act alone. A terrifying abduction caught on camera. Someone sprinting with 7-year-old Jamal White in their arms, putting him into a white Jeep.
I'm glad he's okay, but it's kind of like, I still can't rest because who would do something like this to a 7-year-old?
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked on the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. 2 people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Do you have answers as to why in the world this happened yet?
We don't have any answers, and I feel like that is what is bothering the family a lot. I feel like a lot of us are unsettled.
Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car. That was about 7 p.m. Friday night. The state not issuing an Amber Alert until 5 hours later, around midnight. A boy in a home near 39th and Lloyd around 6 p.m. Saturday, 7 miles away from home.
We literally cannot thank the community enough because I genuinely feel like if it wasn't for everybody just caring about this 7-year-old boy, we probably would not have found him.
Just a terrifying 24 hours. Hannah, police have yet to reveal a motive.
Right, Blake, and same goes for the relationship, if any, between these suspects and Jamal's family. That family does tell me that Jamal is right now with Child Protective Services as this investigation continues for police. They are hoping to reunite with him
So
soon.
you just heard in that news clip that police do have a 25-year-old suspect in custody for the kidnapping of 7-year-old Jamal White. However, they believe there are more people involved. You also heard that Jamal is currently in the care of Child Protective Services. He's not with his mother or father right now because of the circumstances surrounding this kidnapping, which are still under investigation. Now, once this news clip started circulating online, Jamal's father immediately faced backlash, and he has since responded. But before we get into that, if you haven't seen my video from yesterday, be sure to check it out. In that video, I covered that 3 men were arrested. Okay, now the news article reported that 3 men were arrested at the address connected to Jamal's kidnapping. Naturally, people assumed all 3 men were arrested as part of the kidnapping of 7-year-old Jamal White. But if you read the article closely, it actually says that one of the men arrested at the home is being held on tentative charges of resisting and obstructing, and another is being held on a tentative charge of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. Both of these men are 27 years old. Now, people quickly jumped to the conclusion that these two were involved in the kidnapping. But here's where it gets interesting. One of the three men who were arrested turns out to be Jamal White's uncle, who is his father's twin brother. Now, exactly where Jamal's uncle was arrested is still unclear. Some people say he was inside the home. Others say he arrived at the scene when the family showed up. If you haven't checked out the video from yesterday, you can watch it because there's footage of the community activists going to the home and it shows the scene. Now, I uploaded that video yesterday. Now, police have still not cleared any of this up, but Jamal's white father did speak out. Okay, so this is taken directly from Jamal's white father, his social media account. Okay, so what he did first was he shared the mugshot of his twin brother. Now, keep in mind, this is public information, so I'm not showing anything that should not be shown on YouTube. He shared his twin brother's mugshot and he said, "Free top." So this was his post that he shared. Now, next, he made a status, and what he stated was, "Y'all foul, painting them crazy narratives, even the police treating me like I'm the bad guy. As long as my baby's straight, all that ever mattered. I still ain't seen my baby face to face. The police locked me up all day Saturday, questioning me, even when I told them everything I knew, all while my baby was still missing. Free top. I don't owe nobody nothing but baby J." So he's referring to his son. He made this status immediately after he made the status saying free his brother. Now he followed that up and now this was due to the scrutiny that he was getting. He was getting a lot of backlash after that new angle was released because the angle is showing that he took off running. So what he said was, "Yeah, I did. I'm thinking they trying to rob me, not take my baby. Y'all slow. We both alive. And my baby tried to get away like I taught him. God had us the whole time. Obviously, I did right by my baby. I did right. My baby's safe." Now, after this, he followed up with another status, and what he said was, "First, I set it up. Then my brother kidnapped my son. Now I'm wrong for leaving my son. I know, messed up. Y'all ain't got to tell me my son good though. Y'all wanted to paint every picture of me to be the bad guy. I can't win with y'all, but I won with my kid. Remember this, the internet." Now, after this, there were a lot of comments, and he started responding to some of the comments that people were leaving. So let's get into that. He replied to a comment about his brother, and he said, "My brother locked up on a shooting, MF spinning the block multiple times with tents, and my baby just got kidnapped, and my granny stay there. You ain't see, I ain't have a weapon to protect my baby or myself, and we both survived. God planned, y'all all evil." Okay, so this was in regards to someone wanting to know why his brother was locked up. And according to him, this is the reason that he said, "My brother's locked up on a shooting, people spinning the block multiple times with tent, and my baby just got kidnapped." So this is why he is saying that his brother is locked up. So then someone leaves a comment and they just tell him, "You were never in danger. If someone really wanted to harm you, they would have did it while he was running in the door." And they said, "Why would they want to babysit your kid for when they have you right there?" Then he replies and he says, "How would I know who is, really seeking to harm him?" He said, "The internet is mad because his son is here." And then he goes on, someone leaves a comment and he replies to them and he says, "My baby is straight. You worried about me, worry about the baby. All y'all foul." He said, "Forget all y'all." Then he goes on and he leaves some other comment and he says, "Forget y'all on bro. Free my brother. Y'all wrong." And then he says, "Us surviving not enough, huh? Y'all wanted the dad to be unalived. Huh? Hell no. The daddy still get to see his baby. So this is how he responded to the backlash that he was receiving. Someone stated, it's the fact that even after they grabbed him, you ain't go after them. The car was right there for you to hop in. I'm not waiting on no police, and I just witnessed my son being kidnapped. And then from there, someone also left a comment and shared their perspective. They said, I'm glad you got your son back. But from one father to the next time this happens, you have to do anything that you need to do to protect your son. He said, we as men are these little ones protectors in the best cases and the worst cases. I ain't bashing your decision, but this is an eye opener in all forms. Now, keep in mind, his family was also seeing these comments that were being left in the backlash, and they defended him. So, this person here, you'll see, they stated that before, when Jamal White was reported to be kidnapped, they made a status and they said, if anyone see my nephew, please contact myself, his mama, or daddy. Please, God, I am crying out to you. Then they made a status and they tagged Jamal's White, his dad, and what they stated was, we gonna ride this stuff out, baby brother. So this is his sister. Now, what his sister, she made a status and she said, everyone is talking about what they would have done if they were in that situation. And she said it's crazy for her looking at all of the assumptions that is being made about her brother. And she wants everyone to refocus their time and effort on their situation and not her brother's. So his father also made a status. Now, the status that the father made, and you'll see here's a picture of him and his father. Well, him and his father with his brother when they were younger. Because again, he's a twin. Now, his father makes a status, and he made this post 2 days ago. But what his father said was, Milwaukee has a bad reputation, but get rid of it. Because today I watched the whole city and beyond pray my grandson back into our family on both sides. Each person was a lit match. Combined, God saw all that light along with prayers all over the world because of tragedy. That light made God move, and I have my grandson to wrestle with again. People prevent pain when they are united. Then he goes on and he follows this post up and he says, I see my son asleep at 5 a.m. Thank God he got some rest. I go downstairs and I come back up, and the police got him that fast for questioning. My son comes home about an hour ago, rushing and packing. We hug and we have a short talk, and he says, Dad, they didn't feed me all day. Anyway, this man starts getting clothes and rushes to pick up the mother of his second child from her job. He says, I never had extra money to give my kids, so I gave them how to love your children and to handle your responsibilities as a man. He says he tells his son, he says, you got this and everything else. Peace, bro. So this was his father that was just trying to uplift him in light of everything else that was going on. Now, remember, there was the aunt who was on the news and she makes a post. Now, someone shares a status and what they said, someone makes a post and she reshares it. And what they say is unpopular opinion. You can say all day and night what you would have done in any situation you've never been in, but that's all irrelevant. That's only speculation after the fact. That stuff went down in a few seconds. Besides that, most of you men talking like superheroes probably never been on the opposite end. The video wasn't a good look, and I do feel for the child, but let's be honest. If two men blocked you in your driveway and hopped on you, you're not going to think about them coming to kidnap your child. You're probably going to think that they're trying to rob you and going to let your kid, run. You also could be running in the house to grab a weapon to protect yourself and your child. Now, his sister reshares this and she says, like you couldn't have worded it any better. To do that in broad daylight, they didn't care. I pray none of y'all ever really know the feeling.
Just me, granny said I live my life wrong. Down in the bitch on the drugs, I can face it. Rest up in the couch, need to find a better placement. Hey, let me in your world, baby. Tell me when you ready. Ain't been around when the blick, so I've been paranoid heavy. Grown man business when you stepping on that fatty. Think I'm locking in them bars, I might whip out a machete. 785, this bitch want the whole package. I'm just trying to catch my heads, got me gliding up in traffic. Bro, just pro gunners, SRT, I'm stabbing. 30 G's tired in the night I've been having. Plenty.
Don't it look like I got ribs on my arm? Right there? Ribs? You know how to picture your skeleton ribs?